Welcome to our channel, where we delve into the mysteries that lurk in the shadows, where fear takes hold and the unexplainable becomes chillingly real. Tonight, we explore the unsettling world of unexplained sounds in the night. These aren't just bumps in the night, these are the sounds that linger long after the lights go out, the echoes that whisper of something sinister. We bring you 3 spine-chilling tales of unexplained sounds that will keep you up till dawn. Imagine this, a lone house on the edge of a vast windswept moor. Our story begins on a night much like this, the wind howling like a banshee outside. Inside, a young woman named Anya tries to ignore the unsettling symphony of the wind as she reads a book, seeking solace from the storm raging outside. The wind seems to pick up, its mournful cries escalating into a frenzy against the window pane. Suddenly, Anya hears it, a distinct whisper amidst the wind's roar. It seems to come from right outside her window, a ghostly, breathy sound, barely audible but undeniably there. She shivers, attributing it to her nerves and the power of suggestion. But the whispering continues, growing louder, more insistent. This isn't the wind, she realizes, her heart pounding in her chest. It's something else, something trying to get her attention. Anya slowly approaches the window, her hand trembling as she reaches for the curtain. Peeking out into the darkness, she sees nothing but the storm-tossed trees and the shadows they cast. The whispering stops abruptly. Had she imagined it? Relief washes over her, quickly replaced by a new wave of fear as she feels a cold breath on the back of her neck. She whirls around, but the room is empty. The whispering starts again, this time seeming to come from inside the room, swirling around her like a malevolent entity. Panic sets in. Anya fumbles for her phone, her fingers shaking as she tries to call for help. But the storm has knocked out the power, plunging her into darkness. The whispering grows louder, closer, seeming to press in on her, suffocating her. Anya collapses to the floor, her back against the wall, her eyes wide with terror. She can feel the presence of something unseen, something cold and evil closing in on her. The whispering reaches a fever pitch, then silence. Anya stays huddled on the floor, fear paralyzing her. The storm outside seems to have calmed, the wind dying down to a gentle breeze. Anya slowly gets to her feet, her body trembling. She rushes to the window, throwing open the curtains, desperate for the light of dawn. As the first rays of sunlight pierce the darkness, she scans the moors outside. There's nothing. The whispering is gone. Anya is left to wonder, was it all in her mind, a trick of the wind? Or was it something more sinister, something that lurks in the shadows, waiting for its next victim? One thing is certain. Anya will never forget the night the wind whispered her name. Our next story takes us to a bustling city, a stark contrast to the desolate moor. In a high-rise apartment building, a young man named David is working late into the night. The city that never sleeps is unusually quiet tonight, the usual sounds of traffic replaced by an unsettling silence. David is engrossed in his work, the only sound the rhythmic tapping of his keyboard. Suddenly he hears it, a knock, a slow, deliberate knock on his apartment door. David looks up startled. He wasn't expecting anyone, and a quick glance at the clock tells him it's well past midnight. He approaches the door cautiously, his mind racing. He peers through the peephole, but the hallway is empty. He listens intently, but there's no sound from the other side of the door. David convinces himself it was just his imagination, the stress of work playing tricks on his mind. He goes back to his computer, trying to shake off the uneasy feeling that has settled over him. But just as he's starting to relax, the knocking comes again, louder this time, more insistent. David's heart pounds in his chest. He knows no one is out there. He considers calling the building security, but something stops him. He has to see for himself. He grabs a heavy book from his desk, a makeshift weapon in case of the worst. Taking a deep breath, he throws open the door. The hallway is empty. David steps out into the hallway, looking up and down, but there's no one in sight. He feels a chill run down his spine as he notices something strange. All the apartment doors on his floor are slightly ajar. David's grip tightens on the book. He retreats back into his apartment, slamming the door shut and bolting it. He leans against the door, his heart racing, listening for any sound. Silence. The silence is shattered by a blood-curdling scream from down the hall. David jumps, adrenaline coursing through his veins. He hesitates for a moment, torn between his instinct to run and his desire to help. He grabs his phone, dialing 911 as he cautiously makes his way down the hallway, his every sense on high alert. He reaches the apartment where he heard the scream, the door wide open. He peers inside, his blood running cold at what he sees. The apartment is in disarray, furniture overturned, belongings scattered everywhere. And in the middle of it all, lying on the floor, is his neighbor, her eyes wide with terror, her face pale as death. She's clutching a piece of paper in her hand, her trembling finger pointing to a single word scrawled across it in hurried handwriting. Don't open the door. Don't answer the knock. David doesn't know. But one thing is certain. He'll never look at a midnight knock the same way again. Our final story brings us to a small rural town where darkness seems to linger a little longer. An old rambling Victorian house sits on a hill overlooking the town, shrouded in an eerie silence. This is the home of Emily, an elderly woman who lives alone, her only companions the memories that echo through the empty rooms. Emily has always been drawn to music, its melodies a source of comfort and solace. One evening, as she's listening to her favourite record on an old gramophone, a beautiful but haunting melody she's never heard before begins to play. The music is faint at first, as if coming from a distance, but it gradually grows louder, clearer. Emily is puzzled. This record has been in her family for generations, passed down from her grandmother. She knows every note, every nuance of the music. This melody, however, is unfamiliar yet strangely captivating. She tries to ignore it, but the music seems to weave its way into her thoughts, impossible to shake off. It's beautiful, yes, but there's an underlying sadness, a sense of longing that sends shivers down her spine. Days turn into nights and the haunting melody continues to play. Emily can't escape it. It follows her from room to room, seeming to emanate from the walls themselves. She tries to find the source, checking the gramophone, searching for any hidden music boxes or instruments. But there's nothing. The music becomes her constant companion, a haunting reminder of something unknown. One night, as Emily is lying in bed, her mind filled with thoughts of the mysterious melody, she hears something else, a soft, mournful cry. It seems to come from the attic, a room she rarely ventures into anymore. Curiosity and a growing sense of dread compel her to get out of bed. She grabs a candle, her shadow dancing on the wall as she makes her way to the attic door. The air grows colder as she ascends the creaking stairs, the mournful cry growing louder with each step. Emily pushes open the attic door, her heart pounding in her chest. The room is dark, lit only by the flickering flame of her candle. Dust motes dance in the pale light, revealing glimpses of forgotten furniture and boxes piled high. And then she sees it. An old ornate music box, its silver surface tarnished with age. Emily recognizes it instantly. It belonged to her grandmother, the woman who had passed down the mysterious record. She cautiously approaches the music box, drawn to it as if by an unseen force. As she reaches out a trembling hand to touch it, the music box suddenly springs to life. The haunting melody, the same one she's been hearing for days, fills the attic, louder and clearer than ever before. Emily gasps, startled by the sudden burst of sound, but as quickly as it started, the music stops. The music box falls silent, its melody fading into the shadows. Emily is left standing alone in the dusty attic, the silence deafening. She knows she won't find any answers here. The music, the mournful cry, they remain a mystery, a haunting reminder that some secrets are better left buried in the past. Emily retreats from the attic, her mind filled with unanswered questions. The melody continues to haunt her, a constant presence in her life. She never discovers its origin, its meaning lost to time, but she knows one thing. She's not alone in the old house on the hill. Something else is there, something tied to the music, something forever bound to the haunting melody. The night is full of unsettling sounds, echoes of the unexplained that can chill us to our core. We've explored 3 tales of such sounds tonight, each one a chilling reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved. If you enjoyed these terrifying tales, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling stories. Share your own unexplained experiences in the comments below. Have you ever heard an unsettling sound in the dead of night? Something that sent shivers down your spine and left you questioning your sanity? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, sleep tight and remember, not all sounds are meant to be heard.